special and rare. It's number 1 versus number 2. These kind of matchups become part of college football history. The entire landscape looking in on this game today. Will we get something special? Welcome to College Station, Texas, and Kyle Field, the legendary home of the Texas A&M Aggies. As we'll see, last season's national champions, the Texas Longhorns, taking on a playoff team from last year, the Texas A&M Aggies. For EA Sports, I'm Chris Fowler, joined in the booth by Kirk Herbstreit. Kirk, let's get this thing going. And the Aggies will kick this deep to start us off. Offense will keep it on the ground here. They picked up 4, so second down and 6 coming up. Late in the season here, this one has all kinds of playoff implications, Kirk. You got to believe the winner here is in the pole position for that top playoff seed.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So much at stake here. Absolutely. Whoever wins this one, to me, is in the driver's seat for the rest of the year. Or in the back 9 of the season, let's see who can win this one and claim to be that most dominant team. Boy, great job by this defense on this second down run. Just stonewalled them at the line of scrimmage. Now they get a chance to really pressure the quarterback here, try to get off the field.
Just underway, and this home crowd is fired up and ready to make a difference today. Quarterback finds an open target on the left side. And it'll pick up a first down out of the 37.
That's exactly what you want to see here from this offense. A big third down conversion. Offensive line did their job, giving the quarterback enough time. Great read, good execution, throws the ball accurately. And now you got some momentum going here on this opening drive.
Longhorns getting set on 1st and 10. They'll try and run it. Here's the running back. Looks like a player is down injured at that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check it out. Important second down play coming up. Looking to throw here. Receiver makes the catch. Tackled quickly after the catch. He'll be short of the marker. Both teams trying to set the tone in this high-stakes collision here. Kirk, a long way to go. We expect this battle to come down to the final minutes.
Well, both these teams have been chirping back and forth during the week. I'm sure they're finally excited to be out on the field together. And this is the kind of matchup you just have to have an aggressive mindset, attacking all game long, and find out who the best team is late in this game.
On the 3rd and short, they'll try to throw for it. Short connection to the tight end here. They move the ball across midfield and set up a fresh set of downs.
Well, it's 3rd and short like this, and the offense comes out in a shotgun, still leaving that option for a run. I thought it throws the defense enough for the quarterback to make a quick read. The result is a first down in a big game.
They give the running back a touch in the pass game. Catch made over the middle. Longhorns will hustle to the line to crank the tempo. They mix it up with a run. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there.
Boy, this defense is stepping up here early in this game, really controlling the line of scrimmage. Just nowhere to go on this last play. And now we've got a 3rd down, a big opportunity for this defense to get off the field.
Here comes the 8th play of the opening drive, but now it's 3rd down. Dropping back, they're going to throw for the first down. It's a short completion to the tight end. Defense wraps him up after a 6-yard gain. Brings up 4th down. Kirk, both sides told us they knew this was going to be a challenge, the biggest test they've had so far this season. Good to see this matchup get off to a good start. Bodes well.
Chris, I'm just excited to see how this game's going to unfold. Both of these teams are going to be so...
Finds this receiver. That's enough for the 1st down. Inside the 10. All the way to the end zone. They couldn't catch him. Touchdown, Texas.
You talk about the right way to get a game started. This offense put together a nice scheme. They felt comfortable with the script, and they moved the ball all the way down the field. 10 plays, and they get a touchdown. If you're the defensive coordinator, you're back to the drawing board trying to figure this out.
Kickoff out of bounds. The ball will be spotted up at the 40-yard line. Off the play fake, looking to throw on 1st down. He escapes the pocket. What a catch! That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks. More than enough for a 1st down. 1st down at 10.
Chris, how about this? Right out of the gate, this offense says, we are going to our star on the outside, and this guy delivers for a big 1st down. That's how you want to start a game.
Talk about quickness. That play is absolutely blown up in no time.
Chris, I don't know if that's a misassignment by the offensive lineman or just really good instincts there by the defender, but that play is blown up right at the snap.
Off the play fake, looking to throw the football. Looking for his big tight end. Downfield shot falls incomplete. Couldn't quite connect there.
The defense has got to do a better job of communicating. That is a wide-open receiver. They catch a break by an errant throw by the quarterback.
Drops back, looking to throw for it on 3rd down. And they hit him just as he releases the ball. It's incomplete.
Well, the defense picks the right time to get after this quarterback. 3rd down, critical down and distance. Do a good job of dialing things up and good coverage downfield. He didn't have anywhere to go with the ball.
And that one's straight down the middle. So after the field goal, the kicker out there again to boot it away.
Boy, this guy had plenty of leg here, too. Chris, you remember the days when a kick from 50-plus was a major accomplishment? Now these guys knock these out like they're almost automatic.
Tackled at the 14. Not very good field position to start here. The Longhorns offense takes the field. They reached the end zone the last time out, trying to do the same thing here. Breaks free. They get him to the ground about the 18-yard line.
Hat on a hat up front. Good job opening up the holes. Anytime you can get positive yards on 1st down, that's a win.
Offense getting set. It's 2nd down. And the quarterback dropping back. He's running out of time here. It's incomplete. That was caused by the defensive pressure. And now it brings up 3rd down.
Anytime a quarterback's able to recognize a free rusher like that, that's what the check down is for. He has to recognize the protection issues quickly and pivot.
Moves out of the pocket. He's going to take off. And the senior calls his own number. Keeps this drive moving.
Boy, this guy can do it all. We know what he can do with his arm, but when things aren't there, does a good job of pulling it down, knowing where the 1st down marker is, picking up the 1st down.
The Longhorns have 1st and 10 here. A quick throw out left, complete. Tackle made at the 37. That's a solid gain.
Anytime you have a chance to get this wide receiver isolated, to get the ball in his hands, you do it.
And they'll use the ground game here. And they'll stop him short at the line to gain. Rivalry born in 1894, Kirk, but all the twists and turns, the different conferences since then, so much has changed, but the Aggies and the Longhorns always seem to deliver.
Well, it's just so much fun to be able to see these teams playing and hopefully playing every year for many, many years to come because it's one of the great rivalries in the sport.
Looking to scramble. Trying to create here on the move. And he's picked up, threw it across his body, and paid the price. And he's wrapped up after a solid return.
Chris, he's trying to find something. Nothing is there. Everything is covered downfield. He's rolling to his right. Eyes are downfield. But the one thing he doesn't see is that defender who steps in front of that to make that interception.
And here comes the Texas A&M offense back on the field. And they'll run it out of the shotgun. He's got the first and still going. They bring him down to the 25. They're moving closer and closer to the red zone.
The offense comes up with a huge gain. It looks like they're going to go up-tempo. Keep this momentum going and keep the defense as much as you can on their heels.
He's got it in the open. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Texas A&M.
Chris, the quarterback looks up, sees a wide-open target. Sometimes those throws are harder than the ones where they're tightly covered. But he makes a nice throw, and it's an easy touchdown for this offense.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with the PAT. The PAT puts them up 3. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. And he'll lead the kickoff right there. They'll start from the 25. Okay, the Texas offense comes back out on the field. We'll see if this quarterback can shake off the interception he threw in the last possession.
Well, if he would have stayed on his track and stayed more to the inside, I think that play opens up for a nice gain. Instead, he's looking for the big play, bounces it to the outside, and there's just too much speed on that defense.
Running play goes backwards, makes it 2nd down and 12 now. Quarterback looking to pass here on 2nd down. That's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no flag, brings up 3rd down.
What a hit there by the defender. Tough for the receiver to hold on to the football when he has that kind of contact. Good, clean play by the defense.
Offense been in reverse here. Now a long way to go to convert this 3rd down. Drop him back. Looking to throw for the 1st down. The receiver grabs it. And the defense grabs him after the completion. He's just short of a 1st down.
Boy, this defense can fly to the football. He does a nice job of breaking one tackle, but look at the defenders. 5, 6 guys flying to the football to keep him short of the 1st down.
The Longhorns will send the punt team onto the field. Looking to flip the field here. And the coverage team lets the ball roll dead. Here's the first play of the drive now. They begin at the 19. Quarterback changing the play now at the line. On the shotgun, it's a handoff. Going absolutely nowhere. That would be a loss on the play. Well, they don't block the defensive end, who shows some quickness, Kirk, getting around the edge that time.
Yeah, this guy's usually getting around the edge to put pressure on the quarterback, but he reminds everybody here that this guy's a complete package. Not only can he pressure the quarterback, but also he is very, very talented and shows you the physicality he has against the run as well.
The Aggies come up to the line in the hurry-up. He'll drop back here on 3rd down. Cannot connect. Incomplete, and now 4th down.
Well, Chris, obviously they had to go through the air there to try to pick up this 3rd down and long, but when you're so far behind the chains, boy, you really allow this defense to dictate things and it allows them to put pressure on your quarterback and can affect the timing, as we saw in this play.
Powering through the defender. Nearly took it all the way. They finally grab him. Lucky to give up field position and not points there. The offense gifted with great starting field position for this drive. Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off. Some hard running there through a tackle. And he could not be stopped. Touchdown, Longhorns. Well, no surprise from offense this good. Short field, quick touchdown.
Yeah, you get into the red zone, though, there's a tendency to want to get conservative. I love that the offensive coordinator and the quarterback kept attacking until they came away with 7 points.
The extra point makes it a 4-point game. Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. And it comes out to the 25. No return attempted there. Time for one more play here in the quarter. Hand off to the back. Nowhere to run. They're corralling for no gain. So Texas has the lead, Kirk, as we break here for the quarter. And at the end of the first quarter, let's check out the stats so far. They've flipped ends of the field. We're ready now for the second period. Here we go. First play of the quarter. Offense setting up for a second down play. Here's the snap. Looking to throw here. Turns it loose downfield. Finds a receiver in the middle of the field. Breaks into the clear. It's a sprint. And a huge gain. They finally bring them down at the 11.
Boy, a huge play by this offense. A good throw, nice accurate throw. But I think it's the run after the catch that really impresses me. And early in this game, you got to think they're going to continue to go back to him until this defense shows that they can slow him down.
Handoff here from the shotgun. Powering through. The gain is 4, so it's 2nd and 6. And the Aggies come to the line to run the hurry up. And the wideout goes in motion. Out of the shotgun, he hands it off. Powers all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies.
Well, that's an example right there of what vision and patience and ability can do for a running back. He was on a mission to get into the end zone, and really, he made it look easy.
The extra point makes it a 17-14 lead. You got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. And the Longhorns offense takes the field. A little bit of my turn, your turn so far in the early going. Both offenses scoring touchdowns in their last possessions. That's a solid game. Moves the ball to 29.
Hey, listen, you don't always have to have big plays to be successful. It's a nice, solid gain here. Keeps you on schedule, and you get ready for that next play.
The gain makes it 2nd and medium. And he drops back in the gun. Oh, nice play by the defender. Got a hand in there to break up the pass.
Chris, as this game evolves every year with college football, we see more and more versions of some kind of spread offense. It puts so much pressure on this linebacker position because they're asked to do so much. This linebacker is able to sit back in zone, be comfortable in space, make the right read, and be able to be in place to knock the ball away.
That's a nice pickup there. They find some space in the zone and pick up the first down.
Yeah, really nice call here, Chris, to be able to pick up this first down on this drag route. The quarterback does a nice job of being patient, waiting for that window to open up in that zone, and he put it right on the money for the receiver to have a chance to not just catch it, but eventually get the first. Nice solid run here by this back. Did a nice job of just kind of finding that lane, pick up some positive yards there on 1st and 10.
Now it's 2nd down here. Play fake, looking to throw. Short throw complete to the tight end. And he runs out of bounds. That's a big gainer there.
Well, this is what coaches love to see. A quarterback with the ability to read the defense properly and then just get it to the open man. Sometimes it sounds simple, but it's tough to execute. This time we have good recognition by the quarterback, and he gets it down to the tight end. You can see what he can do after the catch.
Trading him off. But Kirk, how sweet is it to have the Aggies and Longhorns back together? Realignment has cost us a lot of traditions in the sport, but this one, it's brought back together.
Yeah, thank goodness you have a chance to see these teams on the field together. We've missed the rivalry. It's so much fun, and one of the great historical rivalries in this sport.
And it's caught. They bring it down at the 13. This offense really threatening now to score. It'll be 1st down.
Chris, a great ability by this quarterback to get outside of the pocket and place the football right where it needs to be for the 1st down.
Longhorn starting a new series here on 1st and 10. Shotgun formation. Here's an inside handoff. We seem able to make the stop after a short gain. Coming to the line on 2nd down. This is important. They want to avoid a 3rd and long. The quarterback drops back. We're going to test the secondary. It's incomplete. He took a hit as he threw the football and brings up a 3rd down.
Well, that pass rush got in there in a hurry. Great job by this defense of disrupting the rhythm and timing between the quarterback and the receivers.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Makes the catch. Can he get in? He makes it to the end zone. Touchdown, Texas.
This guy's starting to prove that he is a mismatch for this defense. 2nd touchdown of the day, and a great job by the coordinator continuing to find unique ways to get this guy on one-on-one opportunities for touchdowns.
And the extra point is good, makes it a 21-17 game. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. So no return here. He takes it in the end zone, and they'll begin the drive at the 25. And here comes the Aggies offense back on the field. We have a shootout developing here. Each offense scoring a touchdown on their last possession. Off the play fake on 1st down. Physical defending. That one falls incomplete. Brings up 2nd down.
Chris, that's a classic case of predetermining what to do with the football. You've got this incredibly talented receiver, arguably the best athlete on the field. I get it. You want to get him the football, but throwing into double coverage, that's a no-no and a great way to throw picks.
They get him down pretty quickly, but it's a solid gain in that short throw. It's 3rd down for the offense. Quarterback adjusting now to the defense. Looking to pick up the 1st down through the air. He bought some time, now lets it go. And a short pitch and catch to the tight end. They bring him down at the 44. That's a solid gain, getting closer to midfield now.
You're in the age of the mobile quarterback, and you saw it right there. The ability to scramble out of the pocket, extend the play, and make passes like that is invaluable to the offense.
On 1st and 10, looking to throw. Oh, they trap him for a sack.
There's a nice play by this defense after giving up a huge gain. They're able to turn things around, recalibrate, and get after that quarterback for that sack.
And sack sets up 2nd down. Looking for a receiver. Running back grabs it on the screen. And they bring him down. That's a very solid gain, but still well short of the marker.
What a great job here by the offensive coordinator going with the screen, and the timing could not have been any better. Quarterback senses the blitz, kind of baits that linebacker, floats it over top of him, and gave that running back plenty of room to pick up a nice gain.
And gain enough to set up first down now at the 39. The Aggies looking to crank up the tempo a bit. And looking to throw now on first down. On the move now. Contact as he threw it. And it's incomplete. He just missed his target, overthrowing it.
When this quarterback's trying to do everything he can to give this play a chance, he gets out of the pressure off to his right. But, man, did he take a hit and wasn't able to complete this pass.
What's the play call here on second down for this offense? Runs through the defender. Gets the first and still running. Oh, the way to the end zone. What a play. Touchdown, Texas A&M. He just breaks away and takes it to the house from distance. That's an elite running back type of play.
You know, when he got out into the open field, I didn't know if he had the speed to take that thing all the way to the house, but he does. That's next level speed.
And they'll set up for the PAT. The PAT puts them up 3. Kickoff team out there. They are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. And the first play of the drive now from the 25. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. And he will be stuffed for no gain.
Great recognition and discipline here by this defense on that touch pass. You know, these touch passes can be a real test on that defense, and they pass this test with flying colors, blowing that play up.
Offense getting set. Second down play here. And he's going to take a shot down the left side. The pass is dropped incomplete, but it had a huge gain. Took his eye off the ball.
Well, they don't hit this one, but I really love what they're doing with this plan today. Moving this wide receiver around, not allowing the defense to lock in on him, and he has had a big day today. Keep throwing in the run.
Tough situation with the offense. 3rd and long from their 25. Let's see if the defense brings some heat here. The receiver makes the catch. They make the tackle, but that pass creates a solid gain. Timeout called by the defense, their first of the half, as they try to make some adjustments here. The Longhorns will send their punt team onto the field. They're going to kick it away for the second time. Oh, it's a fake, trying to run for it. Cannot even make it back to the line. The return team does a great job snuffing it out and stopping it. Looks like a man is down on the field after the last play, so we'll take a timeout. So the first play of the drive here coming up, less than 2 minutes left on the clock. Quarterback making some changes at the line.
Military stunt. 1. On set. Stand.
Off the play fake, looking to throw. It's dropped. Would have been a big play, but he could not hold on.
Well-designed play here on this dagger route. Looked like everything was in play. Unfortunately, the timing off between the quarterback and that vertical seam.
Try to run it up the middle, but get nothing.
Well, that's an excellent effort here by this defense, staying in their run fits. They holding their own at the line and making the tackle. The offense just couldn't get enough of a push to get anything going there.
Had a nice drive going here, but now it's 3rd down and long. Dropping back, they're going to throw for the first down. Took contact on the throw. And it falls incomplete. And defensive pressure hurried to throw that time.
Well, I see what the quarterback's trying to do here. He's holding on to that football to the last possible second to give that play a chance, but he held it just a little bit too long, and the defense is able to hit him to force that incompletion. That's a missed opportunity for some points here. The way they were moving the football, I thought maybe a touchdown, at the very least 3 points, but instead he shanks it.
Look him out throwing here to start the drive. He's got it with room to run. He's found some room at the 45. They drag him down after a big gain. Ball moved all the way to the 38. And a timeout is called to talk strategy. Close game here as we approach halftime. So the offense looking to be efficient here. Not much time remaining before the end of the half. On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. And the offense will call a timeout. That's their second of the half. Here's the second down play. Here's the snap, looking to throw. And that one's incomplete with just 7 seconds left on the clock.
Man, you got to love this if you're defensive coordinator. It's all about affecting the quarterback and getting pressure on him. This time they got to him and forced that incompletion.
Taking a deep shot here to the right. And it's hauled in. Catch made way downfield. And a quick timeout call by the offense after the play. So just before halftime here, out comes the field goal unit. Oh, and it's blocked. Somebody got a hand on it. And they get him down in what will be the final play of this first half. Heather's going to wrap up the first half here. Let's kick it now to Kevin Connors with our halftime update. The kickoff team on the field now as they get set to send this one away. And he'll lead the kickoff right there. He'll start from the 25. And the Texas A&M offense heads back out onto the field. Quarterback making adjustments now to what the defense is showing. Play action here on 1st down. To dart right down the middle. That one is incomplete. Took a downfield shot on 1st down, but missed it.
Now the defense better be aggressive here themselves. Clearly we're seeing an approach by this offense that they're going to attack downfield. Probably saw something in the first half that they could take advantage of. They come out early and try to hit it for a big one.
So 2nd and 10 from the 25. Important to get something here to avoid that tough 3rd and long situation. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. They bring him down, but the drive has now reached the 35. That'll put him over 150 yards today, Kirk. He is putting on a show on this big stage.
How great is this? On this stage, as you mentioned, Chris, just playing his best game. He's been in sync with his receivers. Back there, has time to throw. Just having a dream performance.
Offense keeps moving. It's a completion for a 1st down. The pre-snap motion from the offense. Looking to throw it on 1st down. Goes to his right side there for the completion. Stopped right there at the line. No gain. And the Aggies hustle to the line to run the hurry up. Fakes the handoff. Looking to throw. The drive downfield shot. That's a good effort there. But now it's 3rd down.
Well, they come out firing here to start this second half. They didn't make this completion, but I think it sends a clear message to this defense that the adjustments that this offense is going to make is that they're going to be aggressive and they're going to look for their one-on-one opportunities.
Looks left and finds his target there. They make the stop just short of the marker. It's going to be 4th down and inches. The ball is handed off out of the shotgun. Good enough for 1st down yardage.
Well, I know analytics are going to tell you to go for it on 4th and inches. It's just a little bit scarier doing it in your own territory. But listen, if you trust your offense and you trust the preparation you've had in these kind of short yardage situations, I say if they get another one of these, they go for that one too because it clearly has worked out for them.
On first down, it's play action. Throws to the tight end. Catch made on the right side. That's a big gain. And he gets in for the score. Touchdown, Aggies.
What a well-designed play here by this offense to get the ball to the gifted tight end. Of course, he's got the size, but here he shows you the speed that he has in outrunning the secondary into the end zone for a big touchdown.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with a PAT. And the extra point gives them a double-digit lead. Got momentum after scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. He's going to return it from deep in the end zone. He stopped at the 20, trying to make something happen, but that's good coverage there. Okay, the Texas offense comes back out on the field. Quick throw to the left. Defense reacts quickly. A very short gain on the play.
Well, it's a game of matchups. Always has been and it always will be, especially on the perimeter. And the quarterback believes his guy is better than their guy.
Second down play coming up for this offense. Quarterback drops back. He escapes the pocket. Gets rid of it on the move. Quarterback finds a target on the right. It's complete. Oh, and he heads out of bounds after a really nice gain there.
And that is always the toughest thing for a defense. When you cover the initial routes by the receivers, but then they start their second routes adjusting to the quarterback scramble, and they're able to get open. And when you have a quarterback who can run around and buy time, it makes it so much tougher on coverage.
Oh, he makes the catch. And a big gain before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs.
Chris, what a play here by this receiver for a big gain for Texas. And you think back over the years with Texas going back decades, I always think about running backs and, of course, quarterbacks. But there have been some receivers, Roy Williams and Devin Duvernay, guys like that. There have been others.
The catch is made for a huge pickup. Touchdown, Longhorns. They were not going to catch him that time. That's another strike from this quarterback, Kirk. He is having himself a day.
This guy's just having one of those days you dream about against his secondary. But let's also give credit to the wide receivers doing a nice job of getting open, and the big fellas up front for giving him enough time to throw.
And it comes out to the 25. No return attempted there. Here comes the Texas A&M offense back on the field. Let's see if they can keep that passing game going. The last possession, very efficient and precise. Off the play fake, looking to throw on first down. And it's incomplete. The defender arrived the same time as the football, and now it's second down. At the 25, it's second and 10. Can they make it a third and manageable here? Second down, looking to throw it. Grabbing the receiver.
You know, these kind of routes are always great for receivers who do a really good job of yards after the catch situations. And they're easy completions for the quarterback.
On third and short, they'll try to throw for it here. Makes a diving grab there. That was beautiful. They bring him down, but the sophomore quarterback shows what a cannon he has.
You know, as a quarterback, you end up having one of those days that everybody wants to talk about. How'd you do it? What a big day throwing the football the way he has today. Well, it takes catches like this and efforts like this to be able to allow you to have a great game.
They look to throw it here on second down. Moves out of the pocket. It's intercepted. Tried to fire it into a tight window. He went out of bounds, but a crucial interception here in a tight game.
I love this quarterback's athletic ability and the way he can create and improvise. Unfortunately here, he just didn't locate the defender, and he throws the interception.
First down, looking to throw the ball. He'll take a deep shot here. Makes the grab inside the 30, and he's still running. They bring him down, but not before an explosive play through this offense through the air. Long ones come to the line in the hurry-up. Here comes a first down pass attempt. Pressure is coming. That's just thrown away. I don't think he's going to get away with that. Yeah, here comes the flag. Offense getting set up. Here's second down. From the gun, he looks for an open man. On the run here. Lets it go. And this pass is caught and tackled there by the defense.
Boy, another nice completion by this quarterback and one of his receivers. You know, if I'm right, you look at this quarterback in this game alone, he's now over 350 yards. What a game for him.
The offense was given a short field. Now can the defense come up with a huge stop here on third down? And they'll run it out of the shotgun. Look out, room to run here. Touchdown, Texas. And they jump on top here in the second half.
Man, that's another touchdown for this guy. This defense better adjust and get eyes into that backfield, or he may go for a third or a fourth later today.
Extra point makes the lead 4. So after putting up a touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. Well, he thought about coming out, but instead takes a knee, and they bring the football to the 25-yard line. And here comes the Texas A&M offense back on the field. The last possession ended in an interception. Let's see if they continue to trust this quarterback in the passing game. Looking to set up a screen pass here. Gets out of bounds after a solid gain.
Offense does a really nice job of timing up this screen pass, using the defense's aggression against them here, and the back's able to navigate his way for a first down.
One play moves the ball to the 41. It'll be first down. Single back takes the handoff. Picks up 2, so it's 2nd and 8.
Hey, it's a great job of this defense containing the running game. But if I'm calling the plays, I'm not abandoning the running game just yet. I think it's important to have some sense of balance. So throwing and running is essential. Stick with it.
Getting set. Here's second down. Quarterback sets up, looking for an open man. A screen pass to the running back. Defense flies in. They make the tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Chris, the timing of this screen pass just seemed to be off. The defense almost waiting for the ball to be thrown. He had nowhere to go by the time he caught it.
Now in third and very long, looking to throw. Looks to the left for a quick throw. Very tight coverage. It's incomplete on the deflection.
Boy, this is all about the defense here. Nice stop here on third down, but really it's about trying to get this offense behind the sticks. Once you get them behind the sticks, you can mix up your coverages, really affect the quarterback's eyes and disrupt the timing and the rhythm of what the offense is trying to do. Now we've got another big fourth down coming.
They'll be forced out of bounds after a small pickup on that return. Here's the first play of the drive. They start at the 28. He'll hand it off. He's wrapped up nicely there by the freshman. Well, this has proven to be a fun one, Kirk. Two teams testing each other, showing their quality, and now who's going to make the push down the stretch and emerge with a huge win?
Well, Chris, this is a huge opportunity, still with the game in balance. Who's going to be able to secure this victory, not only to prove they're the better team, but to also show the committee they're deserving of getting the upper hand when it comes to decision time late in the year.
Here's a regular season game, Kirk, that's kind of felt like a playoff game. We expected that. The difference is, if you lose here, you're not out of it.
Chris, Just as you say, they're definitely not out of it if you lose this game. When you're a top-5 team late in the year playing in this kind of matchup, the win not only gives you confidence, but also you'd like to think a much easier path in the postseason.
Chris, how about the play of this quarterback? Third down and long, the defense you think is going to bring extra pressure.
But not only is he able to get away from the pressure, how about his awareness on where he needs to go to pick up the first down? So big yards, great awareness, and a first down for this offense.
Looking to scramble. Good throw to his receiver. Oh, and it's incomplete. What an opportunity for a desperately needed takeaway. Couldn't quite come up with it.
Chris, you see what happens when you try to squeeze it into double coverage. An incompletion is probably the best result he could have hoped for, because an interception is the most likely outcome when you're throwing the ball into the crowd.
After the incompletion, QB tries it again on 2nd and 10. It's incomplete. He was hit as he threw that time, and now 3rd down coming up.
Well, this quarterback's having one of those games you just dream about. A lot of yards and a lot of touchdown passes. And in fact, he had open receivers again for another big play. The defense finally got pressure on him, or I think it would have been potentially another touchdown.
Just gives up on the play, throws it away, and now it's 4th down. Longhorns will have to kick it away.
Well, they're putting themselves in these 3rd and long situations, and it's simply not a recipe for success. They can't keep this up as this game wears on.
He was hoping that would check up, but a big bounce sends it into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the first play of the drive now from the 20-yard line. Here comes a handoff. Finds room at the 30. Breaks into the clear. The 30. Inside the 10. And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, Texas A&M.
What a touchdown. Anytime you see a play go for that many yards, everything has to come together. The offensive line did their job, the running back's vision and instincts and speed, and the play caller setting up the perfect personnel group, formation, and play call. It all came together, and they get the big score.
The PAT puts them up 3. Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. Bringing it out, it's Cobb. Tackle at the 12. The coach wishes he left that one in the end zone. On the first play of the drive now, they're backed up at the 12-yard line. The shotgun handoff here. And he's brought down short of the line to gain what should be the last play of this 3rd quarter. And check out how he's been spreading the football around between his targets, getting everybody involved in this game. We're set now for the 4th quarter. Who is going to make the crucial plays to take home this W? Offense getting set for a 2nd down here to begin the quarter. Here's the snap. Quarterback drops back. Catch hauled in here over the middle. Tackle is made, just a short gain after the completion.
One thing we know for sure, I don't know as a play caller, you can make that call without a quarterback who can throw it with a big arm. He put that on a rope.
On the move now. They'll try a pass here. The junior quarterback inaccurate that time. Field behind the receiver. The Longhorns will have to kick this away. He's on to kick it away, helping his team with field position. Not a very good boot. Sets up the offense in great field position. And the kick angles out of bounds, so no return possible here. And here comes the Aggies offense back on the field. The last possession was a one-play touchdown drive on the ground. See if the offensive line can continue to create some big lanes. Motion now from the tight end. Using the ground game here. Tailback has the handoff. And they'll stop him after a fairly minimal pickup.
Yeah, I like the run play here. And offensively, at this point in the game, you want to remain in that attack mode first, while also staying in bounds and working that clock.
Second down after that previous play. There's the snap. Looking to throw the ball. Quarterback delivers complete to the right side. And he runs out of bounds. That's a big gainer there.
The key on a drag route is to put the ball out in front of the wide receiver to give him a chance to do what he just did. Pick up some valuable yards after the catch.
That's the wide receiver coming in motion now. From the shotgun now. Here's a handoff inside. He shreds the tackle. Headed for the end zone. Touchdown, Aggies. This offense really clicking.
Hey, Chris, 1, 2, 3. This is his 4th rushing touchdown in this game alone. This guy has a chance to not only be player of the game, maybe player of the week in the whole sport.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with a PAT. Extra point, up and good. A double-digit lead now here in the fourth quarter. You got momentum and scoring that touchdown. Now the kickoff team out there to kick it away. And from deep in the end zone, he'll bring it out. Tackled at the 14. Not very good field position to start here. And the Longhorns offense takes the field. Last time was a quick 3-and-out. Can they get a drive going this time? First down. Looking to throw the football. Looking right. This one caught. And the defense swarms. Not much of a gain on that completion.
It's a nice completion there, Chris. And this possession at this point in the game is critical for them. They've got to focus on putting points on the board right now to make this a one-possession game.
Short completion there. Second down coming up. Looking for a man. The pass rush closing in. Ball knocked loose in the end. It'll end up being a safety. The ball bounces out of bounds and result a massive loss on the play.
Wow, that was ugly, and especially the timing of this. Now in the fourth quarter, you're trying to get back into this game, and you give up a safety. Now, there's still some time left, but you've really killed any momentum at all trying to get back into the game.
And he'll lead the kickoff right there to start from the 25. And the Texas A&M offense heads back out onto the field. Quarterback checks the defensive look, makes some adjustments. Off the play fake on first down. Running out of time in the pocket. Choosing to just throw the ball away that time. Second down play now coming up.
Man, the defense took everything away from him. What do you expect him to do? He can't force the ball into traffic and potentially throw the interception. Does a good job of getting out of the pocket, away from the pressure, and just throw the ball away. See what happens on this next down.
Second down play coming up. Hand off to the single back.
See, that's how you limit what an offense wants to do. This time, the defense just won the battle up front at the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound. It's really solid defense on that play.
So the offense getting set. This is not where you want to be against this defense. Third and long. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. That's a fly to the wide out.
Oh, what a grab!
And they do pick up first down yardage. Set up now at the 44.
I mean, Chris, look at this guy. I mean, you talk about having a great day throwing the football and leading his team to a nice, comfortable lead late in the game, and it continues. The coach is showing confidence of what he can do.
The shotgun running play call. Gets some space around the third. Tremendous toughness here. They can't stop him. Touchdown, Texas A&M. A tough run all the way to the end zone. What determination.
Well, the energy really building now, Cook. If they're not careful, this could get ugly.
Chris, this offense has been impressive the entire game. And one of the great things about rivalry games is you'll never forget this kind of performance.
So they'll try to add to the lead now with a PAT. Extra point up and good. A 19-point lead now here in the final quarter. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. So no return on this one. Ball just bounces into the end zone for a touchback. Okay, the Texas offense comes back out on the field. This offense trying to bounce back. The last time out there, they surrendered a safety. Looking deep to the right side. And is picked off. He throws it right into double coverage and pays for it. Not much on the return, but that's an important takeaway. Sets up the offense at the 34.
I just don't think there's anything else you can do as a play caller. You've got to be able to throw the ball downfield. You just got to hope that your quarterback and receivers can execute when the defense knows it's coming. Here, the interception cost them.
Receivers now getting some new assignments before the snap. A pop pass on the jet sweep. They'll actually lose yardage after the catch. The defense all over in that time.
Yeah, the offensive coordinator calls the right play. I like trying to get out on the edge of the perimeter of this defense with the speed you have, but you got to tip your cap. The defense made a great play.
That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
Boy, we got a smart offensive coordinator on our hands today, Chris. Great job of just keep feeding this running back, keep it on the ground, working with the lead in the fourth quarter, force them to use all their timeouts, and just keep working that clock.
Oh, what a move. They bring him down at the 44. That's a solid game, getting closer to midfield now.
Boy, this offense's execution has been on point all game long, but especially in this fourth quarter. They're getting better and better, and this defense seems to have just quit out there.
Pounding away with the run game. And he stopped after gaining 4 yards. So 2nd and 6.
It's exactly what you want to see as a play caller. You get positive yards to be able to kind of keep you on schedule as a play caller. That's all you can ask for. Good job up front and a nice run.
Important 2nd down play coming up. He hands it off from the gun. Running with purpose. Able to fight for a decent gain here in that running play.
But I feel like they called that knowing chances are they're not going to hit a home run. But look at this. Put themselves in a perfect 3rd down situation. It's much more manageable. Now we'll see if they can convert.
Here's the toss play. Runner heads outside. And they get the 3rd down conversion. Football moves now to the 45. And with that, we're going to have a new number 1 team in a ranking circuit. This victory puts them in pole position and makes them the team to beat as we look ahead of the bracket.
Well, they took total advantage of this opportunity, taking on the number 1 team in the country, especially doing it so late in the year.
And it's caught outside the 10 and still going. Touchdown, Aggies. They are pouring it on now.
Some people get really upset when you run up the score like this, but for most of the players out there, I think they get it. When you're ahead, you want to win by 100, and when you're behind, you just want it to end.
The extra point is good, and they stretch the lead a little bit more. Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. And he's going to bring this out from a couple yards deep in the end zone. And he stopped at the 18. Returner trying to make a play, but a touchback would have been a better idea. Offense out there for the first play of this drive from the 18. Offense moving receivers around now before the snap. Trying to flex the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. Slams right into a wall. They've got him for a loss. They'll hurry to the line here with the clock running. Play action fake, looking to throw. Bringing pressure. He's sacked to be brought down right at the 5-yard line.
This defense has been lights out today. Great job once again applying pressure on this quarterback. This poor quarterback, he doesn't know what he has seen today. Not able to get anything going to be able to try to compete in this game.